Hello, my name is Tim Melvin, and I'm going to be your instructor this semester in Math 5, Linear Algebra for the Spring 2020 semester. So I want to make a short video kind of going over some basics of the course, talk about the syllabus a little bit. I'll go over some of this again on first day of class, but a lot more quickly since you have this video, and I'll post this on our Canvas webpage. But before we get started in that, I have to give props where it's due. Helping me put this together is the cutest dog in the world, Dash. Say hi, Dash. Oh no, he's sleeping. Okay. So, as you can see back here, we've got the course page on Canvas. I use the Canvas page to organize the course, post assignments, due dates, a class schedule, class materials, worksheets, lecture notes, lecture slides, that kind of stuff. The syllabus, I don't print out the syllabus. You got it right here on Canvas. If you click on syllabus, it should pop open. You can download the PDF if you want. You have the syllabus here. I'm going to open it up separately. All right, linear algebra, this is one of my favorite classes to teach. This is my research area in grad school. Love linear algebra. There's applications all over the place in modern math, science, computing, etc. But for this class, let's get to the logistics. My name is Tim. You can call me Tim. I'm okay with that. If not, you can be more formal and call me Professor Melvin or Dr. Melvin if you want, but Tim works for me. The best way to get a hold of me throughout the semester, outside of class, is messaging. So email tmelvin@santarosa.edu, or if you message me through your Canvas app or Canvas page, it goes directly to my email, and I can respond through my email. During the semester, I respond to emails, I'd say at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6. I try to get back to emails within 24 to 48 hours. So I try to have a quick turnaround. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. Office hours are listed right here. My office is in Kundi 215, and I'll have my kind of afternoon office hours in my office. And that's Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday 3:30 to 5:30, Thursday 3 to 5 p.m. Otherwise, I'm going to hold office hours right after our class every Monday and Wednesday in our classroom. So 7 to 7:30. And then on Thursday, I'll do the same. I'll have an evening office hour in Kundi 201. I'm teaching an evening class that ends at 7 on Thursday. All right, we've got a course description. We're going to cover Linear Algebra and its Application. The 5th edition is the textbook that you'll need. A couple books at the library, so if you don't have your book right away, you'd have to look at the book at the library or take pictures or whatnot. I would say I know it's cheaper to get the 4th edition. I'm going to use the 5th. If you do have a 4th edition or even 3rd edition, the material is mostly the same, but the homework problems do change. So if you have an older edition, you should probably get along just fine. You might need to, take pictures of a classmate's or the library's version of the homework sets, because those usually are what change the most. You definitely want a graphing calculator for this class. We're going to do a row reduction by hand for a week or two, but eventually I want you to use a calculator to do row reductions. Save on some annoying computations. TI-83 should be fine. Prereq for this is 1B, so you probably have a graphing calculator from Calc 2. That one should work just fine. All right, so this is a 3-credit class. So usually when I do 3-credit classes, I have 3 exams, 2 midterms, and a final exam. These are tentative dates here for the midterms. I'm going to try to stick to the schedule as much as possible. These can change. I'll give you at least a week in advance if these dates change for whatever reason. But if you know you're going to be gone during the semester for any reason, check out these 3 dates. Are you gone these 3 dates? February 27th, April 24th, and Monday, May 18th. I cannot change the final exam date. That will be on Monday, May 18th. So if you're going to be gone throughout the semester for any reason, and you talk to me now, the first week of the semester, we could talk about doing exam makeup. But after the first week, if you say I'm going to Hawaii, February 26th, I'm going to say, great, can I go? And you're going to get a 0 on that test, unless you talk to me now. All right, you were warned. Those 3 dates. Any other exam date, any other class date you miss, whether it's sickness or whatever reason, you could make up the homework or whatnot. That's not too big a deal. Just these 3 dates are key. So 3 dates you don't want to miss class. All right, I'm going to go over a lot of this stuff more so when we go back to Canvas, but there's really going to be 4 components to your grade. I have reading checks. This is oftentimes the first math class that students, you actually have to read your math textbook in detail and read it multiple times. So to do that, I want you to have read the chapter before we cover it in class. So that's what these reading checks are going to be like. I'll go over those some more in a little bit. There'll be homework. It'll be paper homework, no online homework in this class. I'll go over homework some more. I'll show you where the homework assignments are on Canvas, but you're not going to turn in your solutions to all of them. I'm going to have you turn in your homework problems to a small subset of the homework set. All right. And notice right here, I do not accept late homework, but I'm going to drop your lowest homework scores. All right, might be a little bit different from a previous math class. I'm going to have some computer labs. I have 3 scheduled and a tentative 4th, so definitely 3, but I put maybe 4 on here, so not too often. I'll go over these labs a little bit more when we get back to Canvas. I think if you don't have any programming experience before, that's okay. I try to give this as much explanation as I can give as a non-computer science instructor. But be patient. I always give at least a week or 2 on the labs to work on them. So if you have questions, please talk to me. And then here's your grading breakdown. You got the 3 exams. The final is comprehensive, but I weigh it equally. It's worth the same. All 3 exams are 76% divided by 3. Computer labs and homework are both 10%, and those reading checks are 4%. All right. Okay, here we got important dates. We got that May 18th, excuse me. That's our final exam date. We can't change that. Here's all the material we're going to cover roughly throughout the semester. Last 2 things for special needs. If you have a note taker and or if you take exams at DRD Testing Center, make sure to get your paperwork done the first week or 2 of the semester. Academic honesty. Don't cheat. Okay, I'll say one more thing. I don't count, let me rephrase this, sorry. I don't think you could cheat on homework. That 10% on homework, if you could find a solutions key or whatever and copy down your homework, what's going here? Let's turn it off. You can have that 10%. So get as much help as you need on homework, whether it's office hours, tutorial center, your classmates might be your best resource, working with and checking each other's homework. Chegg, Slater, all that stuff that's out there. Just make sure you can do the homework on your own before the exam. And not just the turn-in, make sure you can do all the homework. Okay, so let's go back to the Canvas page. I'm going to talk about a couple of those things a little bit in more detail here. So here in the first module, I got a course information. I'm going to open up this link, class schedule. Here's a class schedule. I'm going to try to stick to this throughout the semester. And it does have lecture slides on here. I might tweak these as we go on. These are the slides I had from a year ago. So these might change slightly as you go through and edit them throughout the semester. But you'll see the first day of class, the slides oftentimes just have definitions and examples, and then I go over the details of them in class. So you got these lecture slides, but these are really more of a skeleton of the lecture notes. They don't include all the details that we'll cover as we go through stuff in class. But if you miss class, then you've got at least something, at least a rough idea of what we covered. Here I've got homework assignments listed out. Again, I'm hoping not to change these due dates for the semester. Generally, I'm going to collect homework usually 2 sections at once. So the second week of the semester, I'm going to collect homework from 1.1 and 1.2. And you can see here's the homework set. Most of these are odd numbers. So if you don't have a solutions key or don't want to pay for Chegg or Slater, you can at least look at Bob, back of the book, to see if your final answer is correct for the most part. There's some even problems I like, of course. But homework's going to be a little bit different. Let's go here to the first homework assignment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you know 2 days before the due date. So that's January 22nd, so January 20th, next Monday, I will send a message through Canvas, through the announcements, letting you know I'm usually going to pick probably between 2 and 4 problems per chapter that I'm going to grade in detail. So I'll send that out through Canvas. So you want to make sure that you are set up to get messages through Canvas, whether you want to get it through email or text or however you want to set it up. You should be able to have that done. And make sure your Canvas messages from me do not go to your junk email, so then you won't know which problems you're going to turn in. If you turn in a homework assignment with all of your homework problems, I'm going to give you 0. I'm not going to go through and flip pages to find the problems. The reason why I'm doing this setup is I want to give you detailed feedback on a couple problems. Oftentimes they're more of the argument-based problems, but sometimes they'll be the calculation-based problems too. And it's timing. You know, there's 34 students in the class, might be more. I don't want to flip through a whole bunch of homework. So I'm just going to have you turn in, you know, maybe 2, maybe 3 pages max, maybe even 1 page if you write small of the subset of problems. Okay, so that's homework. Again, I'll go over that again quickly the first day of class, if that makes sense. The other thing that might be a little different is the reading checks. So before most classes, I plan on covering 1.1 on the 13th and 1.2 on the 15th, but before most classes, let's open this up, you're going to have a reading check. And there might be some more explanation, you know, read the textbook and watch the video to help answer the questions. The first 10 questions refer to the textbook and the rest refer to the video. There's the essence of linear algebra video series that I think is fantastic. I think it pairs well with the class. And it could be, I'm okay with you just opening up your book, look at the question I asked, and see if you can then answer that. You know, this is not a quiz or anything. I guess it kind of is, but I want you to kind of read the book. These are directly all related to the book. And then after 10 here, then we've got something through the video. So there might be some videos or reading. And the idea is I want you to come to class confused, possibly, but not ignorant of what we're going to cover that day. So when we get to linear independence, I want you to have already read what's the definition of linear independence and read this section. And if it doesn't make any sense, that's okay. Then we're going to lecture on it, then we'll do homework on it, we'll come back to it, look at it again. But it's not good for you to come to class in Math 5 and not having seen the definitions before. So those are going to be before, the due dates will be before each class. So 5 p.m., pretty much every class day, you're going to have a reading check for the most part. All right, and then the last thing on here is the labs. We're not going to do our first lab for a while. We're going to cover most of chapter 1 before we get our first lab. So I'm going to wait. We'll talk about that when we get closer to the lab. All right, so I'll finish by saying, don't forget, I'm going to try to stick with these dates for the exams. The final has to be May 18th for the first 2 midterm exams. Make sure to write those dates down and let me know if you're going to miss those days. Otherwise, enjoy your last week of winter break, and I look forward to meeting you guys next week.